Hello, me again. Thought it's time we had a little chat. I like chatting to you. You're always there. Strong, dependable, always listening, and quiet. It makes a nice change. I've just been to a meeting. It didn't go too well. Because you see, it always happens. Whenever there's something I need to talk about, it doesn't quite work. So I'm sat there in the room, as the usual crowd. And the facilitator, your counselling person, turns around and goes, right, okay, who'd like to share about their experiences this week? And as always, there's the 20-second silence where everyone sits there, looks around the room. You go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. Because everyone's too polite to start. And my heart is pounding. Because I've got this thing that I need to talk about and it's bubbling away and my stomach's churning and my heart's like that. And I'm thinking, I've got to do it, I've got to do it. I don't like going first, but I've got to do it. So, I open my mouth, take a breath, and before I know it, someone's come in already. And I think, okay, it's fine, there's plenty of time. Plenty of time, get round everyone, and, I can say what it is that's on my mind. So they talk, and they talk, and they talk, and 15 minutes later, they're still talking. And I'm sitting there thinking, for goodness sake, we've only got an hour. Will you shut up? I need to speak. But eventually they stop. And before the facilitators even finished thanking them, before I've even had chance to draw a breath and say, I'd like to talk, someone else has come in. And they're talking. And they're talking. And oh my God, their problems are so irrelevant. Can you not understand? I'm going through some serious stuff. I need to talk about it. Why are you still talking? And they're talking and talking. And then they stop and another person comes in. And another and another. And before you know it, bang. Right, that's been an hour. It's time to finish. So everyone stands up. The usual. Hello, nice to see you again. The usual hugs. Bye-bye. Lovely to see you. And everyone goes their separate ways. And I didn't get a chance to talk. So I've come to talk to you. As always. Because this always happens. And it's very frustrating. Which is why I'm glad I've got you here. So here goes. My name is Dan. 3 days ago, my wife walked out. She took the kids. The house is gone. I have 3 days to move, or I'm on the streets. But with the support of those around me, and the support especially of you, I haven't had a drink or a drug today.
She waits. Clinical smell in the room. White everywhere. Bed linen white. The only sound is breathing, and she listens. Outside the window is a tree, barely moving. She waits. Hardly a breath is stirring the tree. It's a warm, sunny day. And she goes back in her mind and reflecting on the past and the time she had with her best friend. Happy memories, sad and bittersweet times. A nurse comes in, checks the drip, checks the oxygen. Nothing is said. She sits, she waits. The time moves on, hours pass, and she waits. And all you can hear is the sound of breathing. And then at one point, she sits forward. She's not quite sure. Can she still hear her breathing? Yes, but it's very faint. And she waits and waits. The sadness overcomes her. The about the times past and the moments shared together. It's her best friend, even though they quarrelled, even though they fell out at times. This is her best friend. So she sits and she waits. She won't leave. She's going to stay till the end. She loves her mother. Just thinking about Sunday. It was a lovely sunny day and I'd gone over to New Brighton to meet Teresa and Jane. We decided to go on a shopping spree to Liverpool and we'd got there a bit early, so we sat outside and had a cigarette. Full of laughter that day and joy. So we sat there smoking and chatting, and then it was time to go and get the tickets for the train. So we got on board and there was quite a lot of people going over to Liverpool that Sunday. Maybe it was the weather that brought them out, I don't know. But we were all geared up for a nice shopping spree in Primark. So we're sitting on the train and we're talking about creams and potions and clothes and laughing at everything. Everything seemed to be funny. It was a great day. So the train's just pulling out of the station at New Brighton. And I happened to look up and there was this man walking towards us down the aisle, walking slowly and looking at the three of us sitting there. So I was watching him as well as talking, you know, because women can multitask. So I was watching him walking slowly down the aisle and he sits opposite. Anyway, I can feel him staring, so I looked over and he smiled at me, so I smiled back. And then he said, "You're smiling, but you don't know what's going to happen." And I thought, oh, game on. I love a game. I love a game. So I said, well, no, I don't know what's going to happen next. Life is a journey, it's an adventure. And it wouldn't be any fun if we knew what was going to happen next, would it? So he shouts to me, "Catch." And he throws something across the aisle and I caught it. It was a bracelet, multicoloured bracelet. So I went to throw it back and he said, "No, it's for you." So I looked at this bracelet and I thought, my goodness me. So I said, "I don't believe it." He said, "No, it's for you." So we started laughing. We were just in one of them giggly moods, the three of us. Anyway, he came and sat with us. So I said, "Do you usually do things like this?" So he said, "I do it all the time." Next minute he puts his hand in his pocket and he gets out a different bracelet. And it's all full of sparkly stones, white stones. And he gives it to Jane. Jane just takes it off him and puts it on. And we're laughing at this. Couldn't believe it. So he said to Teresa, he said, "I suppose you feel left out?" And Teresa said, "No." She said, "I'm just enjoying the event and, you know, I'm having a laugh." So he sits there for a minute and he's talking. So I said to him, you say you do this all the time?" And he said, "Yeah." So I said, "Well, you've just got rid of 2 of your items." He said, "Oh no." He said, "I always carry lots with me." And he opened his coat. And he had bracelets down one side, numerous, and watches down the other side. And he said to me, and I said, "I've got bracelets in here as well." Well, we were all laughing. We were all laughing. And Teresa still hasn't got anything. So I said, is this all you do, you know, giving gifts out to strangers?" So he said, "No, I'm also a healer." Yeah. So I said, "Oh, that's interesting." I said, "I do healing as well. I do Reiki." And he smiled, you know, he was just smiling at me. And he was just an amazing type of fella that you could come across. He had those deep brown eyes that were laughing eyes. You know, so whatever he was saying, you couldn't really take serious, because if you looked into his eyes, they were always smiling. So he puts his hand in his pocket and we all started laughing. And he brings out a watch. And he says to Teresa, he said, "This is for you." And he said, "What you do," he said, "this little thing at the side," he said, "if you pull it out, it stops time. And it'll save your battery." And, I'm looking at him. And Teresa's smiling, and he goes, so she takes the watch and puts it on. So we've all been given a gift. And then I started talking to Jane about going, me and Teresa going to not the Belgrave yet. What's it called now? Oh, that dancing place in Liscard. Anyway, we were going there every Thursday night to learn the left foot jive, and I was saying to Jane how much we love dancing. And then this chap comes in and he says, "I like dancing as well." So I said to him, "Can you tell me your name?" And he put his head down and started smiling. I said, I only want to know your name, what's the big deal?" And he said, "Oh, I have many names." So I'm laughing my head off at this point. So I said, "Well, I only want one. Just tell me one of your names." I said, "It's just to remember you by." So he thinks for a minute and he says, "Raj. Call me Raj." So I said, "Okay." So that's the name he gave us anyway. So he continued talking and he said, "I also like, as well as dancing, karaoke." So I said, "Well, if you do karaoke," I said, "surely you pay the audience." And he said, puzzled, "Well, why would I pay the audience?" And I said, "Well, every karaoke I've been to, it's been like cats on the back wall, the audience needs paying to listen to it." And he started laughing. And he said, "No." He said, "I don't pay the audience." And with that, he started to sing. And he had the most sweetest, beautiful voice you could hear. So melodious, and he's singing the song. And then he stopped. And he said, "It's no good me carrying on." He said, you don't understand what I'm singing about." So I said to him, "It's a love song, isn't it?" He said, "It sounds like a love song to me." So he smiled at me and he continued to sing. And we were just oblivious to anybody else on the train. It was just the four of us sitting there together, enjoying the journey over to Liverpool. It was just an amazing event, something that was unexpected, that was happening, and I loved every minute of it. So he gets off at the same stop as us, which was Central Station, and we're going up the escalator, and I'm with Raj, and Teresa and Jane are on the other escalator going up. And Raj is chatting away, because he loves karaoke. And this is what he was chatting about. So I said to him, "Well, what about your family?" So he looked at me all serious and said, "My wife doesn't understand me." I couldn't help but laugh. I thought, God, Raj, you're just a case. So we reached the top of the second escalator, we're going up. Anyway, we get off and we're walking through. And we're just walking and talking, the four of us. And next minute I heard, "Dot!" And I looked back and it was Sue. And she said, "Where are you going?" And the four of us were heading to the train for Southport. We were just chatting away, So anyway, we all turned together and walked to the exit. And Raj said goodbye. He kissed my hand. And I thought, gosh, it was just a wonderful experience. And he walked off one way, and us, four of us now, because we'd met up with Sue, we were heading off in another direction, straight to Primark, of course, for our shopping spree. Anyway, I looked back, and Raj was looking back, and he waved, so I waved back. Anyway, we hit the shops, and we all got stuff, coming home with loads of bags. But life is a journey, it is an adventure, and if you're open to it, you never know what's going to come along, or who's going to come along in a day, or what's going to happen.
right at this moment, I feel carried away by an audience watching me in a play. Just waiting for me to put a look wrong somewhere, so then they can all say, it's time to beware. They say I'll never make it. You know, I feel like an animal in a cage, all eyes on me, but then I am on the stage, throwing myself into every move I make, every dance step I take, every smile that I fake, and all the time, they're just waiting there for me to make that one cruel mistake. Yes, they say I'll never make it. Suddenly I'm turning round, flying feet won't touch the ground. Look at how I just can't stop, reaching for the very top. But then when applause is about to start, fear gangs up on my hopeful heart. Away with my courage till I fall. Now I'm not standing tall. No, I'm not happy at all. Deprived of the power I once had. And to make it worse, my audience, they look almost glad. Yes, I think I hear them say she'll never make it.
Why am I here? I don't know. Because of him. Because of the guilt. Trust no one, he said. And he was right. Silly bastard trusted me. 15 years. That's all he had to do. Look what I've got now. If I could just grab him and say to him, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But he'll never know that. And he'll never understand that. That's it. I think I heard some more there, didn't I? Did you do it all? I don't know, I had some stuff on there, but I can't think where I trust no one, I got that in here.
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, yeah. Yeah. Sounds stupid, I always say that when I come here, don't I? Yeah. No, but I really am fine. My daughter made the appointment for me. She's worried about me.
Don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to help. I just want answers.
She says I'm forgetful and that, and she made me come. She would have been with me today, but she's had a bit of what was I saying?
I want someone to blame. Look at me. Speak to me.
Oh yeah, she's had a bit of an emergency. She had a plumbing leak and the water burst, and she's waiting for a plumber. So I've come on my own, but...
See me. I just want you to go back to the way you were.
Everybody forgets things, don't they, sometimes, you know. I've never been any good at names. even when my wife was alive, I used to meet people in the street and talk to them. And we walk away, and the wife would say, "Who was that?" And I'd go, "Can't remember his name." But I knew the face, but...
I just keep thinking this is a dream. You're gonna snap out of it and stop babbling and not being yourself. You're gonna put your arms around me and tell me that I'm your little girl still.
My daughter thinks I'm getting more forgetful and but I'm not. I'm not really. I'm sure I'm not. I think it should be her that comes to the doctors really, because she's getting really aggravated and angry. She's getting upset really, I think. But I'm sure I'm all right. Look, she's made me come anyway, and to see what you think and what needs to be done, or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know.
I hate you! I hate you! Not you. Alzheimer's. I hate what it's done to you. To us. I love you, Dad.
My name's Benny, Dad. I'm a hitman for the mafia. So the boss tells me I gotta kill this guy. He'd squeal to the feds. So I said, "Who is this guy gotta bump off?" He hands me a note. It says JS. So I looked around and I found this guy, Johnny Salami. I walked in and I gave him 2 slugs. Boom, boom. I smoked him. Salami was dead meat. But then they told me I got the wrong guy. So I said, "Why don't you give me the name?" They said they couldn't. They only give me the initials. They told me I'd find him in a car park. So I went there, and there was this guy stood there with a sports jacket on and had JS on the back. So I smoked him, bum bum. But he was the wrong guy. So I went through the directory. I killed everyone with the name JS. But they were all the wrong guy. Apparently, it was JF.
I watched as a swarm of ants attacked the spider. Didn't have a chance. The ants worked in unison, taking it in turns. One group of ants would attack, the spider would fight back, battle would go on. It's vicious. Then those group of ants would back away, and another group of ants would move in. It was relentless, non-stop. The spider had no chance. It was just a matter of time before it lost its battle for life. I leant back, let the warm sun wash over my face. Listened to the sounds of the summer. The birds as they sang, the wind as it rustled through the trees, lawnmowers as they hummed in the distance, delighted squeals of children as they played. I wondered how my senses could be so alive as my body fell apart so quickly. That's when Becky came into the back garden, came in running through the back gate, running up to me. She was about to jump onto my lap, you know, the way all small children do, happy in the fact that their father will catch them, keep hold of them, keep them safe, never let them go. But she was stopped by her mother, who was at the back gate. That's when I saw Jenny. She was standing there, wearing a pair of old faded denim jeans. One of my old shirts, there was a couple of sizes too big on it. She looked good. She used to tie her hair back in a band, and a couple of strands would always come out the side, and she'd be constantly flicking them over her hair, keep them away. I was suddenly very jealous of a man I was never going to meet. Can I go to Claire Dobson's 10th birthday party? I was back with Becky now. She knew the answer would be yes. Her mother knew the answer would be yes, but she made her ask anyway. Of course you can, I said. And Becky was off to give Claire Dobson the good news. Jenny stayed at the back gate for a couple of seconds more, looking at me, watching me, knowing me. How are you feeling, she asked. Not bad, I said, but she knew I was lying. It's Becky's 10th birthday party next month. She's really looking forward to it, she said. I know, I said, so am I. And she smiled at me again. That smile. Then she was gone. I thought about taking another couple of painkillers, but instead I leant across and picked up the newspaper I'd been reading. I leant down to where the spider had been battling for its life, flicked most of the ants away, and scooped the spider up onto the newspaper, turned over to the other side of the chair and released it. It scuttled off on its 6 good legs to find some temporary shelter. Just delaying the inevitable, I thought. But you never know. And that's all, folks.
Hi everyone, my name's Dan. Oh, my name's Liz. And me and Les live very happily together in my head. Don't we, Les? We do, but there's not enough fucking mustard in here. So, there we go. Enjoy Jodada, and I hope you have a lovely night. And so do I. Now where's the fucking hot dogs?
My name's Carl, otherwise Mr. Perkins, and me and Mr. Perkins, we are here at Jodada, and yes we are, and we quite like it, so there you go.
Hi, I'm Mal. And I've been at Jodada because I'm a big Hollywood star. And that's where Jodada gets you, right there.
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm an actress and I also keep pigeons.
Hi, I'm Tony. How did I get into this game? I used to travel in steel, and Jodada came to do a documentary on my works, and they saw the potential of me, so I'm now making the tea for the lads every set.
Hi, my name's Paul. I'm actor Jodada, and in my spare time I'm a stunt double for Sly Stallone.
My name's Dorothy, and I do serious acting. But sometimes I do comedy, and sometimes I do sexy stuff.
Hi, my name's Laura, and I want to be famous.
I'm Sally and I am a bitch.
I'm Paul. Directing is what I do best. Framing is my speciality.
Hi, I'm Mal. I've been acting for a while.
Hello.
Too quiet again?
Ah! Hello!
All the time.
Hello!